Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of those long, complicated corporate reports. Today, we are diving into Kewaunee Scientific's annual report, and let me tell you, there's more than meets the eye with this lab furniture company. Think more of building blocks rather than boring business, because we're cutting through all the technical jargon of building a great 2025. Before we jump in, if you like straightforward explanations of complex financial reports, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community, link in the description below, so join us there to tell me what to decode next for your void. Before we jump in, if you like straightforward explanations of complex financial reports, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so join us there to tell me what to decode next to all the technical jargon of building a great 25p5. Before we jump in, if you like straightforward explanations of complex financial reports, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so join us there to tell me what to decode next. So what's the report all about? This Form 10K gives us Kewaunee's full financial picture for the past year, from sales and profits to risks and strategies. Before we get too deep, there's the forward-looking statements disclaimer. Basically, it says some of the things they'll talk about might not actually happen. You always have to take it with a grain of salt, as it is essentially the company covering themselves. First off, let's understand what Kewaunee Scientific, ticker symbol KEEG, actually does. They're all about designing, making, and installing lab and healthcare furniture. Think everything from metal cabinets and fume hoods to more advanced biological safety cabinets and specialized workstations. Now, they recently bought New Era. This is actually a huge deal, which made me curious. With the acquisition of New Air, they're making big moves toward becoming a one-stop shop. New Air makes all sorts of specialized stuff like biological safety cabinets and precise temperature control systems for research. Okay, let's scroll down to the good stuff. We need to see those sweet dollars, baby. Looking at the main financial numbers, Kewaunee's net sales for 2025 was $240.5 million. That's a nice bump up from $203.8 million the previous year. However, net earnings attributable to Kewaunee Scientific decreased to $11.4 million as compared to $18.7 million for 2024. That is a very important number to see, as that is a large decrease in the profit that they retain from those sales. Turns out that although they are selling more, much like any business, the operational costs are weighing down their profits. What could we attribute that to? Turns out that the acquisition of New Air also expanded order book 2, with order backlogs increasing 6 million compared to 15.566 million compared to 114.56, so they do look strong going into next year. Seems like they are looking at a good next year. Their domestic sales showed a nice jump, $179.29.47 versus, I want to say, $27 Gene Air add-on. Sadly, the same can't be said regarding its international sales. Their international sales actually dropped from $66.5 million to $61.1 million. Delays in India pushed some deliveries, so hopefully that will change soon. Gross profit also increased to 28.6% of sales in 2025. Up from 25.5% in 2024 due to the acquisition of New Air, so the acquisition did help out in a major way. And operating expenses went up compared to sales. This could also be attributed to New Air, from $33.80 million in 2024 to $51.1 million in 2025. Okay, lastly, let's check interest expenses. These nearly doubled, going from roughly $1.08 million to $32 million this year. This is driven by increase in debt. All this brings us to their liquidity and how they're handling their money. With over $7 million in cash available, most of their needs have to rely on borrowing. But that all depends on how this all plays out. Looking at all these things, how does Kewaunee plan on settling? Their largest expense is the seller note for that New Air acquisition at $23 million. Also, they can just pay it off whenever. Now, what could cause problems? It turns out that a main risk for them is losing channel partners, as roughly 41% of their sales come from just a few dealers. Losing those clients would be a major setback. Employee retention is a major concern, and they touch on having to retain their core key leadership along with the workforce too. Cybersecurity is also a major risk, as they can't provide absolute security. That is, they mention that their systems could get hacked with the damages of losing their information. Integrating New Air successfully also has additional risk. These include the loss of New Air customers due to changing of hands. International sales are very important, but can be risky too because of tariffs, etc. Competitive prices from the general market could destroy margin. Increase in core steel along with possible tariffs will affect income. Complying with US law and international laws is high on their mind. ESG is important for Kewaunee, but can affect their brand or sales. The company is involved in certain claims and legal proceedings with the belief their current reserves will cover it, so that is not a concern. One thing I noticed, they mentioned having an on-site medical clinic and gym for their employees. It's something, but I'd probably prefer they just give their employees more and better resources instead of that, as it does sound a bit controlling, like companies used to do. Suck died alright, so what's my take? Kewaunee Scientific looks to be in a transition period. The new Air acquisition seems promising, but definitely introduced more risks than there were before. Sales and cash flow look great due to the acquisition of new Air, but their expenses are very high, and it doesn't look like there is much margin to go around. Their future success depends on how well it goes with absorbing new Air. Their dependence on international sales creates both risks and growth potential, so it is something to take note of. What do you think? Will New Air make up and absorb that $7 million loss? Will the future backlog sales and fulfillment go well in fiscal year 2026? Absolutely, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Come make sure to like and subscribe so you get notified whenever I post next. And if you would like to engage with me and others, so you can join here with the link in the description. Thanks for watching.